In Ottawa, many people are lucky to have long-term disability coverage through their workplace, especially anyone who works as a public servant with the government. It's just part of the regular employment contract. And long term disability means something that prevents you from going back to your job. And sometimes you have to show that you have something that prevents you from going back to any job. It's very case by case. Before an insurer accepts your long-term disability application, I guarantee you they are going to be looking at it very hard. So you need to make sure that there is appropriate medical support in your file to say that you can't work or you can't return to your job. One thing that I think gets overlooked, and it can also be the most challenging claim to make, is when you don't have a visible injury. So if you've been in an accident and you've suffered multiple fracture injuries, it can be very obvious that you can't return to work. But if you've suffered a brain injury or you suffer from chronic pain, it might not be obvious just from looking at you that you can't work. This is doubly so when you're suffering from a psychological injury. So you've got depression, anxiety, maybe some PTSD symptoms if you're very triggered by what's happened to you in the past. All of that is not visible to the naked eye. And I'm afraid to say that, unfortunately, I think we still don't treat psychological injuries the same or as fairly as physical injuries. So in those cases, it's very important to have the right medical support to show that you do have those injuries and that they're just as debilitating for you as a physical injury.